Lindsay, I was just thinking, I was thinking how it can be difficult for people who are not secondary school teachers to come into the environment because secondary school teachers, we assume, would have a lot more skill around classroom management. However, I'm also thinking maybe for secondary school teachers, it might be a little bit more challenging because in a classroom environment where you're teaching lessons, the teacher is the expert, the whole dynamic is different, the whole structure is different, the discipline method is different. Whereas when we're looking at yoga, maybe there's another side that we want to, maybe there's maybe there's an opportunity there to empower students in a different way, which might mean using a completely different strategy for class management. Any thoughts?
Yeah, well, I find because, well, I do both. Yeah, so I'm a maths teacher and yoga teacher in the school, and I do put on a different hat when I go into the yoga class. Now, I do use some of that in my math lessons as well, but I do because of what I am delivering in the yoga setting. I don't want to be this authoritarian figure. I'm not that anyway. And I do prefer that horizontal model of invitation and welcoming all experience. And I think usually that also stops a lot of resistance that you might experience. And you want the students to enjoy the experience as much as possible. But obviously, yeah, there has to be boundaries and a container there. So yeah, using that model, the horizontal model, where they are the boss of them. So what they are choosing to act a certain way, or they might be noticing that they feel the need that they want to distract somebody else and exploring, well, what is that within me? Or can I watch that without acting on the impulse? So I
Mm.
do invite that. I haven't gotten much feedback from them, but I do like asking them, was that their experience? But I do find it helps, yeah. Yeah, can settle them.
And so just to for and if just in case people aren't clear what Lindsay's talking about this horizontal model in embodied and somatic yoga and the kind of yoga that we all teach, um, we're really looking at changing that power balance so that the teacher is not in charge. The teacher sets up, the yoga teacher sets up the space, sets up the environment, and obviously will invite certain movements, certain poses. They will have an arc to a class, they'll have a whole plan to a class, but the actual experience that a person has and how they interact with that material is very much up to them. So we're all the time looking to empower our students to come as peers, that we're all equal. And that while we may be experts in yoga, we're not experts in how they feel. And we're looking to actually support people figure out how they feel, because most of us have no idea how we feel. We've no idea what's going on in our bodies. We've no idea what we actually want, you know? So what is it that you want? You're like, I haven't a clue. You're in down dog. I mean, just taking a very simple example of down dog. You're in down dog. How does it feel? Oh, well, it's a great stretch on my old hamstrings. Well, grand, but what do you want? What does your body want? I don't know what my body wants. So maybe having that invitation to experiment. What is it like to take arms slightly wider? How does that impact your shoulders? What's the sensation? Do you want to move them further in, further out? Is it better, worse, the same? All of this kind of embodied language that I'm constantly on at looking at supporting you to use in your teaching of the poses, so that we're not telling someone how to do a pose. We're not saying to someone, externally rotate your foot by 45 degrees, heel in alignment with the arch of the opposite foot, be 5 foot apart. If you don't recognize that as warrior, well then I can't help you. But we dropped all of that, and it's really about finding stability in your body, finding security in your body, finding strength in your body. What foot position can you change the back foot position a little bit to find more power, find more strength, find more stability, whatever it is that you're working on in that day. So all of the time, what we're looking to do is really empower our students to take ownership, to take authority over their own body, and to start to sense and feel what's going on in their own body. And for me, this is really a game changer in life, in everything, because once we do it for us, we're using the tool of yoga to kind of play with it and experiment with it and learn it, but then that we could really take that off the mat. So your partner, you're asked to teach a class, or your partner asks you to do something, or your kids, or whatever, you can actually sense and feel what's actually true for me. Do I want to do it? Do I not want to do it? And if I do it, even though I don't want to do it, how can I balance that out? How do I address that so that it's not that I don't end up being resentful or do I even notice that I'm resentful? So these are the tools that we're looking to really empower the students with, all of our students and teens, obviously.
Yeah. So like what I say to them in that sense, like what you're talking about there, Laura, when they know how they are and that they can tune into themselves more and more, they can take better care of themselves. So whether that's they need time out if they're overstimulated, if they don't feel safe, what can I do to feel safe? And it's giving them the tools, the life skill. So not just in here, it's for everyday life and to build on that resilience.
Yeah. And then they can choose to look at the phone, not look at the phone, take a study break, not take a study break.
If they're feeling stressed, that they need to relax.
Yeah. And that
Or
they,
if they're really high energy, they need to exercise.
yes.
Do something like get the energy moving, and then they'll be able to relax after that.
Yeah. And so whether it's that if they rock out a load of sun salutations, go out and bounce a basketball a couple of times, or they just put on a yoga nidra and sit on the chair, or that they just go for a walk or whatever. And so yeah. So then in terms of class, so that's within the languaging, within the poses as such, but that obviously has to translate out to the class management, which is what I really love about how you're noticing, if I want to distract, do I want to distract? What's behind that? What's under that? What
Yeah.
else is present?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Woohoo.
It's very deep stuff, but very worthwhile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I wish I had had it when I was a teenager.
Yeah, no, it's funny because I work with all at different age groups, and to see even sort of 70-year-old women who from how they are interacting with their yoga poses become empowered in what they want to do. I mean, I just can't imagine what it would be like if you got that sense of autonomy and, I'm gonna say a right, but a right, not rights like in your head, like that rights, but to actually have that real sense that this is my body and this is the feedback it's giving me about everything. It's like, imagine if you had that young age.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Brilliant. Okay. Thanks so much, Lindsay. Lovely chatting to you as always.
Likewise.